And so what I want to do is, no matter if it's male or female, so if you have all girls or if you have all boys, this is a practice, in my opinion, that you can use to benefit, not just to show them the example, but to create that quality time in them. Because here's the thing. Hey, so I hope you're doing well today. So one of the things that my wife and I do on a weekly basis, and really it's more of me than my wife. My wife does it some, but this is something that I do every week and that we decided to do many years ago. I don't know if we read it in a book or wherever we got this from, but what I do on a weekly basis is I date my kids every week, okay? So I have 3 kids, 10, 7, and 3 at the time. And so my 10-year-old is a girl. She's wonderful. Her name's Jonna. My 7-year-old's Tegan, obviously a boy. And then my 3-year-old's Georgia. She's a girl. And so what we do is every week I will date my kids. And so when I date my kids, the reason I do this has a number of reasons. But what I'm going to go through today is why you need to date your kids. So the first thing is this is structured time. When I say structured time, it's forced time, meaning that it's on the schedule, we're going to do it. So for us, it's Sunday morning. Sunday morning before church, I get up, read, I exercise, and then there's about a 30 to 45 minute window where I'm going to date one of my kids. So we go out, we go through our whole routine. It usually involves breakfast, it usually involves time talking, and all it does is it puts me and them in a room together by ourselves. No phones, no distractions, no other kids, none of that stuff. And so what it does is it creates structured time. The second thing this does is it creates a discipline. It's a habit. We stick with the habit. The only thing that really gets in the way of this habit is unless one of us is out of town. If I'm out of town, that's or my daughter is out of town. So a couple weeks ago, Jonna was with a friend, and so we didn't have a date that week. And so what we did was just skipped it and we started back with her. And so it creates discipline. So number 1, structured time. Number 2, discipline. Number 3 is we do what we see. And so my job with dating my kids is this. I want to show my daughters how a date is run. I want to show my 10-year-old and my 3-year-old that this is the proper way to do it. So for example, I open the door for my daughter every time. When she gets out of the car, I run around and I go open the door for her there. She's even, we got out, we left the restaurant one day and I went to get in the car and I just totally forgot where my mom was, and she stood outside the car and waited. Which I think is absolutely wonderful, because what I'm teaching her is that I'm teaching her a matter of respect. I'm teaching her that this is the way it's supposed to be done. You don't, someone doesn't come to the door, beep the horn and allow you to come outside. If you're dating a guy when you turn 35, when you date a guy when we allow you to date, this is the proper way to do it. And unless they do it this way, we're not gonna let you do that. And so what we're doing is we're showing her the exact example of how a date is supposed to be run. Number 4, we create those expectations. So number 1, structured time. Number 2, discipline. We do what we see, meaning we're giving them the example, but also I'm creating an expectation in her of what exactly it's supposed to look like. So many times you see things on TV, you see things on YouTube, you see things on Instagram, or all these different platforms that we have today that people are watching, because so many times today TV is not the means for these kids to get their information. Even my kids don't watch a lot of digital, but the digital that they do watch, the digital that they see with their friends, I want them to get a clear understanding of how this is supposed to be done. The last thing is it's forced conversation so many times these days. Whether you're an executive, whether you're a school teacher, whether you're a coach, whether you own your own business, whatever, a word I do not like is busy. We're so, quote, busy that so many times our family takes the back seat. And what this does is makes us have a disciplined time and forces conversation to have with that child. I ask them hard questions. They ask me questions. What about this? What about that? Now, my 3-year-old obviously is not asking tons of questions. What's your favorite color, Daddy? But my son, 7, is Tegan, he's starting to ask more questions. But my 10-year-old is when they start to ask those questions. So, dating your kids, boy or girl, is unbelievably important. So if you got all boys and you're male, you need to show your son how it's supposed to be done. So what I will do is I'll give him an example, and I will open the door for him and talk to him about this. I will talk to him about opening the door at the restaurant and allowing them to go through and saying thank you and yes ma'am and no ma'am, those different types of things. And so what I want to do is, no matter if it's male or female, so if you have all girls or if you have all boys, This is a practice, in my opinion, that you can use to benefit, not just to show them the example, but to create that quality time in them. Because here's the thing. Kids don't have to have the 6 and 7, 8 hours of time together. And those times on vacations and things like that are wonderful. But the kids need to know that you're taking this time and blocked it out for them. So these are the reasons why you need to date your kids. It has been absolutely wonderful for us. And my kids do not and will not let me forget it. And when they know it's their date, they're so excited, because what I do is I let them pick what we want to do and or what restaurant we want to do. And sometimes it's just, honestly, it's just fast food. Maybe going to get an orange juice and a biscuit at a fast food place. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. But also, if you have any suggestions of this is what you do on a date with your children, please, please, please let me know. And I look forward to hearing from you guys and look forward to serving you. Thanks, guys.